5분 안에 술래의 눈을 피해 결승선에 들어오는 분들은 통과입니다. 그럼 시작합니다.
무궁화 꽃이 Suppressed by your mind, showing you these fears, and then you have to leave. How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? Watching you stare, I know all of my doubts. As long as you hold me in your memory, remember.
In presentation 1, we can see how good and great the actors really do a great job, and in presentation 2, I can see how well executed the actors do in the presentation. In presentation 3, I can feel the warriorness from the actors and actresses, and based on the songs, for me, the best songs was from presentation 2. From presentation 1, the song choice was Remember Me. From presentation 2, the song choice was 1,000 Years, and from presentation 3, the song choice was Remember Me. So for me, 1,000 Years was the best choice because it adds appeal to the music. In facial expressions, in presentation 1, I can see all of the emotions from the characters. It's really well executed. And in presentation 3, I was great and I can feel the warriorness. And lastly, the presentation 2 was the best because for me, all of the expressions was great and the scenes are well organized, because in presentation 1, we can see a lot of scenes, but for me, it's not really organized because they put fighting scenes before the events that happen before to that scenes. For example, the events that's happening first is Andromaque and Hector was fighting because Andromaque doesn't want Hector to go to the battle. So for me, presentation 1 is not that organized compared to presentation 2. Presentation 2 was well organized. They really put an effort in putting all of these scenes, and in presentation 3 was also organized, but presentation 2 is more organized for me, but I can feel the warriorness and the battle vibes from presentation 3. Overall, all of them are a great presentations.
On the first video, every part of the whole story of the farewell between Hector and Andromache are included. The video is very detailed, well arranged, and even if it is a slideshow of photos, you can see the facial expressions of the actors. Its songs are so good and suited to the movie. The lyrics, this pain is just too real, there's just too much the time can't erase. The emotion of the song is so sad, and you will really get into it. On the second video, the first thing that I observe is the images are not arranged according to the flow of the story. That's why I think it's kind of difficult to understand. And again, the actors are good in their actings and facial expressions. Its song is great, its tone and romantic genre contributes to the mood of the movie. On the third video, it is quite good, but again, some clips are not arranged according to the flow of the story, and the actors are the same. They are also good, and the song is good also. It gives me an ancient vibe movie song, and the lyrics is somehow related to the story. Remember, I will never leave you unless you remember me. It is somehow related to the time where Hector and Andromache are saying goodbye to each other.
I can say that the representation is different from each other because every one of them has a different background music. But those representation is acted by the same actors and actresses. On the first presentation, the music played in the background was My Immortal by Evanescence. It fits on the first presentation because it talks about a spirit staying with a person after its death, just like Andromache when Hector died. The video shows how Andromache and Hector met, every features and every slides. On the second presentation, the music played in the background was 1,000 Years by Christina Perry. It also fits to Hector and Andromache because this presentation shows how Andromache convey her loyalty to her husband, and no one can compare to him because she will love him forever. It's like a music video, but Hector and Andromache is on that kind of presentation. And lastly, the presentation 3. The music played in the background was Remember, that was written in 2004. The song fits in the video because the lyrics say, "Remember, I will still be here as long as you hold me in your memory." Because in this presentation, it focused more on Hector of how he bid his last goodbye to Andromache and his son.
The best presentation for us is the second video. Here's Joy Beraña to explain to us why we choose the second video.
The second presentation is the one that stands out for us, considering that the background music or the song that has been used, namely 1,000 years, symbolizes and shows the emotions of Andromache the moment that Hector refused to stay by her side and chose to fight for the sake of Troy. Those "How to be brave, but watching you stand alone," and "I have died every day waiting for you" are the right words that resembles the feelings of Andromache as she watched Hector having a hard time fighting for his life. The moment that Hector died shows that the other half of Andromache was also gone, because Hector is her strength that inspires her to keep going. But since Andromache is a strong woman, this "I will be brave" indicates that she'll try to be brave so that she can protect her son as Tianax.
The best presentation for us is the first video. Here's Cherish to explain to us why we choose the first video.
We choose that presentation because the actors portrayed their characters well, and then the emotions were very evident. The image is good, but it did not give me a better illustrations because it is not well properly arranged. And then the song, My Immortal, really fit the love story of Hector and Andromache. It gives me happiness and heartbreak vibes at the same time, but all in all, it was a beautiful song that anybody can relate to.
Among the 3 videos we watched, we choose presentation 1, and here's Marabe to explain why.
In presentation 1, the song My Immortal greatly supplement the whole scene because of its slow tone and slow rhythm. Coupled with its lyrics, it perfectly describe what Andromache feel on how the wound in her heart will not heal when she lost Hector, and together with how the camera focuses on what expression the character exhibit, it clearly enhances the scene, thus giving us a better understanding on what the characters currently experiencing in the story. And I personally like how the images in the ending become black and white and the song become much more slower, signifying that Hector will just become memories for Andromache and their love story already end.
On my observation, I'm a little bit unsatisfied with his reason that he have to go to the war because it's his duty. Though it's true, but I think he should have a talk with his wife and child instead of recalling their first meet or memories, because it only add more pain for the wife thinking that it might be his husband's last moment with them. That's why he's recalling those things. He should have encouraged his family to be strong and support him, explain them why he says that, "For I'm a soldier born to die." He should have explained it more for his family to understand his choice.
For me, the main character did not able to explain enough his reason for bidding goodbye. If it's for the people, there are many other ways or other fighter to fight in that war. What will happen to his family that he will leave behind? If that reason can cause his family more pain, isn't that selfish thing to do? Yes, maybe you defended the country, but your wife was left behind and your son lost his father.
Based on what I've watched, I can say that I felt the emotion of female character, but for me, the emotion of male character is lacking, and I can't feel everything he said. He should pay more attention to his wife, especially to his child, so that he or she know what happened to her father and why he does this thing. He should have motivated his wife not to be sad for their strengthening self, for their child, but overall, they did great.
In presentation 2, the video of Hector and Andromache was well illustrated and the video clips are arranged properly that I am able to understand it. The song 1,000 Years is really a song for them, since the song represents Andromache's undying love for Hector, which was very inspiring. While watching the video, I really felt sad for Andromache since I knew how much she loved Hector and how loyal and devoted she was to him. The song 1,000 Years it is like a point of view of Andromache. Even if her husband is dead, she'll still love him unconditionally, and she will always remember him for the rest of her life because Hector is etched into her heart.
In my opinion, I'm not that happy to the reason of the main character because he only increased the pain his wife and child will feel by reminding them of their past romance and being happy as a whole family. For me, it is better that he just let his family understand what job he has, how dangerous his job is, that with a little mistake, there are lives that depend on and can be lost, and he is one of those people who can be lost because of saving our country to terrorists.